Hey everybody, hope we're doing well. Welcome back to another episode of CSGO News. As always, time markers down below in the description for all of you for whatever stories you have interest in. I first want to talk about 17-year-old pro CSGO player that is former TSM player Twistzz, now in Team Misfits. I'll be talking about Misfits later on in today's stories, but I do want to talk about his actual past and his actual CSGO career brought to us by his mom's eyes. He actually posted a tweet a couple days ago right here on screen. I will also link the full story down below for all of you guys to read through, but pretty much his mom goes on to write about. She types this out all of herself about his struggles with school, his struggles with life, and everything he's been through in his 17-year-old short lifespan and eventually leading to his CSGO pro career. It goes on to say, you know, his mom and his dad used to play Quake together for several years. Eventually they divorced. He went through school issues, being bullied, that kind of stuff. And it's really cool to see the interpersonal details that we never know about in CSGO, and really cool to see his perspective on this. So that'll be linked down below for all of you. I really love when pro players share these stories with all of us. But also moving on to one of our main stories, that is Summit1G has officially announced he will be going pro. I guess you can't really say top tier pro, but he will be going pro in CSGO, and that will be for the team stream. You know, the stream team, many of you guys know about. I've hyped this up for a couple weeks now. He will be officially joining Team Mythic with this statement on his live stream, guys. He is officially part of Flom's team and will be playing, of course, with former Liquid player Adren. Going to be a really good North American team here to watch on stream as well. And here's his announcement on his Twitch live stream.
Oh,
What?
No, it's up to you.
No, it's
We've
not.
been waiting on you, dog.
Yeah, well, the decision has been yours.
We gave you the go-ahead before you even play with it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. After you play with me, I figured you.
Oh, we know you're good. Shake the rust off.
All right, Mythic
Tag
Summit
up.
it is.
I'm done. Let's play this
There
season.
it is.
All right, let's do it.
Let me.
Credit, just so you know. Yeah.
Here it is.
And I really wanted to shout this out because I do agree. I think they're going to be a top 10 North American team, and especially one of those rare North American teams and CSGO teams in general who will be streaming all of their practices, all of their tournaments and games they possibly can. It's going to be a really great way to open up the door to the community and actually have a great way for us to get better at CSGO by watching all these things, hearing all their callouts, and just overall watching their gameplay. Now, I do want to talk about another North American team that is going to be Team Misfits. Many of you guys know the Ex-TSM roster. Join them. I'll put the roster on screen right now for all of you. TSM, former TSM Twistzz, is on this actual roster, and they've been doing really well these past 2 weeks. Ever since they joined Team Misfits, they are currently 10-2. They've only dropped single losses to both Complexity and CLG, which you could say CLG definitely not a top tier team anymore, but still a really good North American team, as well as Complexity, who's played very well lately. So again, Misfits starting off 2017 right here, 10-2 right now. They also qualify for DreamHack Las Vegas as a team over there. So Shazam, Sean Gares, Twistzz doing very well to lead that team, and I think going to be one of your top 5 North American teams. Already cracked your top 10 in North America, and it's going to be a really good team to watch out for in 2017. So congrats to all their success. In these last couple of stories, you guys, are going to be really lengthy, so please, again, look down below for any stories you guys don't have any interest in. I want to talk about, first off, FMPONE's tweet 3 days ago. Many of you know FMPONE is actually a content and map creator for Valve and actually making really good progress towards D Santorini, as well as the hyped up map Sub-Zero apparently is going to be 60% complete. Now, people are saying it might be a couple months until the maps are actually finished, but don't worry, guys. FMPONE is working his butt off to actually have these maps released. Now, I do want to talk about, before Eleague updates, I want to mention my HLTV top 20 thoughts. Many of you have said, Jake, mention your thoughts on the HLTV top 20 player list. I do have my own personal thoughts, but I want you all to know these are my opinions. I am not in any way more qualified than HLTV to actually tell you who the top 20 players are, but I do want to say right now, picking the top 20 players for an entire year of CSGO is almost impossible. You don't know what to base it off. What do you base it off? Team success? Do you base it off big tournament success? Your overall record? Or individual players? How do they affect one another? I do want to give you my overall thoughts and just many facts you guys can see by looking at the list itself. First off, a really notable one is 4 of the 5 SK players did land on the top 20 list. Everyone besides Taco from that original Luminosity roster and now to SK Gaming. Obviously, you know that roster is not together anymore. Poor guy. But still, really cool list there. Taco, the only one not to make that list, obviously with Guardian number 2, Cold Zero number 1. That was really notable. Another notable thing though, guys, North America lacked players besides, if you take away South America, let's just talk about American players. There were 0 American players, 0 Canadians, 0 Americans whatsoever. And you could say with the way that Optic looked at the end of 2016, I believe that at least one of their players could land on this list, maybe. I mean, with the last 2 or 3 events of 2016, them placing at least top 4, also winning Eleague Season 2, that was a great thing. Obviously, many people was thinking, oh, it must have been a fluke, but they're looking pretty good in Eleague so far, and I think that player base is definitely going to show itself in 2017. Now, again, for HLTV's perspective, that was the last part of 2016. You know, that wasn't the beginning. It wasn't the majority of it. But we had Cloud9. Cloud9 looked pretty average. They were still a top 10, top 15 team. The majority of 2016, as well as having breakout players, which I think this HLTV top 20 player list should involve more breakout stars like Stewie2K or like Automatic. Stewie2K definitely should have made this list. Now, I know there's a lot of allegations out there right now. I don't care what you guys say. Innocent until proven guilty. He should have been a top 20 player of the year. Now, my notable people who should not have been on the list, I was going to go with Flamey, as well as Olaf Meister. I think especially those two guys lacked any success or any breakout talent, and I'm going to focus on Olaf Meister here. He did not have a great year. I mean, he had a yogurt commercial come out, and he's still a great guy and a great player, but he's definitely lost his luster. I don't think he's had a great 2016, and definitely not a top 20 player in my book any longer. I do think he's still a great CSGO player, but overall, that kind of bummed me out that he took someone else's place on the list. Now, again, not too big of a deal, but I also want to mention our really considerable notable players who have been consistent throughout the past 3 years. Besides Device, we have Snacks, who's been top 5 now 3 years running. Arguably couldn't have been top 5 this year, but he still was top 5 the last 3 years, as well as Flusha. I think a well-deserved spot here. A very underrated and underseen player. Now, many of you know his name, but not many people were talking about him throughout the year because of a lack of team success, and he's been top 10 the past 3 years as well. So those are my overall thoughts and opinions, guys, on HLTV's top 20. If I had my own top 20 list, I know it would be a majority American players, and I'd get a lot of hate for it. So again, they did a great job. But those are my overall thoughts and opinions on those player bases, and hopefully next year in 2017 we will have at least one American player. We can only freaking hope. And very quickly before we get our last story today, which will be Eleague major updates, day 1 and day 2 match updates for all of you, I do want to thank my sponsor, Earn.gg. They're linked in the description for all of you guys who want to watch advertisements or fill out surveys, earn a few cents and a few dollars here and there. They do offer surveys which are 10 to 15 minutes each and actually make you a couple dollars every here and then. And thank you again to my sponsor. It really means a lot to me. That'll be my last day, my last video with this sponsor. So thank you again to Earn.gg. Again, they're linked down below for all of you guys who want to check that out and make a few cents or a few dollars here and there for your CSGO needs. You can withdraw to PayPal, BitSkins here and there. Now I want to update all of you guys again on the Eleague major, what's going on so far, day 1 and day 2. We've had some big upsets throughout the group matches. I want to actually try and be as up to date as possible. I'm going to finish editing this video. This will be the last clip I do for all of you. I'm going to try and finish up this FaZe and SK match and then upload this video. And very last in today's CSGO news, I want to update you guys on day 1 and day 2 matches of Eleague. Many of you know, though, by the time of me actually recording this and you actually watching it, there's a big delay. So as of right now, the match that just finished up was SK versus FaZe and Mirage. SK did manage to take down FaZe, and a really cool matchup there going into overtime, 19-17. SK looking very strong, surprisingly enough, taking down a really good team there today and going 2-0 alongside Navi. They're the only 2 undefeated teams as of right now who are both 2-0. Now, apart from that, we have Hellraisers, who is actually 0-2. I thought it was going to be Mouse Sports going 0-2, but they actually lost to Mouse Sports earlier this morning, and Mouse Sports is now 1-1. We do have our other teams, though, that are currently winless. That is Astralis being one of those big surprises. In day 1, they lost a match on Train to Godsent, and not even close fashion. Godsent dominated these guys. We also have North, surprisingly enough, the first matchup of Eleague. We actually lost to Gamut Gaming. Zeus leading the way there alongside Hobbit and his teammates, looking very good against them, and that was actually on Overpass. So really cool matchup so far. Again, Astralis not have a win. North without a win. Fnatic lost to G2 in a really close match on Cash as well. And then we also have Liquid Envious going to triple overtime on day 1, and that was also on Cash, looking really cool. Unfortunately enough for Liquid, they could not mount a comeback strong enough. They were down 15-7, went to their CT side, came back, and made it go all the way to triple OT, but Envious did escape with a win. We also have Optic barely losing to Virtus Pro just yesterday, and a really great showcase over there. That was on Cobblestone, and a really great matchup. So unfortunately enough for a lot of these teams, especially North American teams as of right now, we have both Liquid and Optic without wins as of this point in time, but still Optic looking very good, and Liquid mounting a really good comeback. So some great games so far for all of you. We also have Flipside. We also have Team Liquid and Astralis, all those teams without wins so far. So please check it out on your own. But yes, match updates for all of you guys will be continued throughout the week. Lucky enough for all of us, we can watch CSGO the entire week, and also the major playoffs is happening this weekend as well. So a whole week worth of CSGO. I'm going to take 2 days off from CSGO News and just sit back and watch the matches. I'll be back Thursday and Friday, and I'll be live streaming in between then to actually update you all on the matches and hopefully have a good solid episode of CSGO News for sometime Thursday or Friday. So hope you guys all enjoy. As always, my name is Jake. Remember, I like you. Hope you guys all enjoyed today's episode. Remember, I like you. I'll see y'all soon.